everybody, and welcome to Historic Holman Stadium, scene of the Nashua Silver Knights. Tonight, taking on the New Britain Bees in the second game of a day-night doubleheader here at Holman. I'm John Collins, along with my cameraman here on Nashua TV, Tim O'Neill. It should be a nice night for baseball. We had some unsettled weather last night, a lot of rain in the area. It's been humid today, but really no big threat of rain as we enter game number 2. It's a 7:15 p.m. start scheduled after the first game ended in fairly crisp fashion at 6:45 a half hour ago. It was a 3-0 victory for the home team. The Nashua Silver Knights defeating the New Britain Bees in game 1 of the doubleheader. And the Silver Knights didn't even have to bat in the bottom of the 7th. They were already up 3-0, and they sealed the deal. So they're going for a doubleheader sweep. Both of these two teams, the New Britain Bees from New Britain, Connecticut, and your Nashua Silver Knights, have struggled this season as they have records that have put them in the bottom of the standings for the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. The New Britain Bees entering the doubleheader with a record of 24-33 losses, and the Silver Knights at 24-36. So now the Silver Knights have that one more victory with 25. Atop the standings, it's the Vermont Lake Monsters in first place firmly, with a 40-22 record. So they're playoff bound along with the 3 other teams. The Silver Knights, unfortunately, on pace to miss the playoffs for the first time in team history. We had a lot of championships here in Nashua. This will not be a championship season, but still a lot of fun baseball and baseball watching to be had here at Holman. Great seats are still available. So the first 2 pitches of the game, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's Shay Ryan who's doing the tossing for the Silver Knights. He's working quickly, and he's got a 1-2 count in his favor against the New Britain Bees leadoff batter, Alec Rich, the center fielder, right-handed hitter. Had a big swing and a miss at that pitch on the outer half there, and now he protects the zone as Shay Ryan coming right after the punch-out on the 1-2 pitch. That probably would have been strike 3 called had not Alec Rich did a nice job of spoiling it off to the right. From the windup, Shay Ryan again living on that outside corner, and again Alec Rich spoils the pitch and stays alive. The opening at bat of game 2 of a 7-inning contest, game 2 of a doubleheader here on Nashua ETV. Glad to bring it to you from the best seat in the house here behind home plate at Holman. Silver Knights are playing the New Britain Bees leadoff batter straight away at all positions. First thing I thought of when I saw the Bees uniform color scheme was the San Diego Padres. They do seem to have the same shade of brown and yellow. Shay Ryan now goes full. Alec Rich doing a good job in the leadoff spot, forcing the count, but an even better job done by Shay Ryan as he comes up with a high heat punch out. That was a borderline pitch, and Alec Rich felt that he just couldn't take it, so he swung through it, and that was strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down by way of the K. New Britain Bees number 2 hitter is Sawyer Duarte, and you may have just seen Alec Rich toss his bat to Sawyer Duarte, and that's perhaps because, look at that big cut, he fouls it off to the right. Sawyer's listed as a pitcher. He is squarely listed in the New Britain Bees pitching roster, but he must be a pretty good hitting pitcher to be batting at the top of the batting order here as he fills in the 2 spot in the order. Sawyer Duarte, designated hitter in this one. Right-handed batter borrowing the bat of leadoff batter Alec Rich, and takes a strike over the outside corner. I'm sure it is of no concern to Shay Ryan whether this is a pitcher or a Silver Slugger at the plate as he's coming right after the hitters to begin the ball game here in game 2. Working quickly. Misses outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. First inning, schedule 7. Pounds it to the hole. Jack Penny gloves it. Long throw, and he won't get the speedy Duarte. Not only does he hit pretty well for a pitcher, he also runs with some speed down that line. That's an infield hit for the New Britain Bees 2 hitters. So 1 out and 1 on for New Britain. And the Bees' three-hitter is Colin Kelly, the shortstop. Where's number 23, left-handed batter, facing the left-handed Shea Ryan, who would love to get a double play and get into the dugout here and let his team hit. Ripped to right, though. First pitch he sees, Colin Kelly jumps on it and wraps a single into the hole on the right side. It partially had opened up because of the double play situation. You had Brandon Fisk cheating over toward the bag and taking full advantage of that hole on the right side with the runner being held on. Colin Kelly wraps one through. So base hits on consecutive pitches after the leadoff strikeout, and it's a potential rally in the making here. The New Britain Bees looking to score their first runs of this doubleheader. They were shut out in game one, 3-0, and trying to score first here in game two at Shea Ryan's expense. Of course, he's got other ideas as he comes with strike one. First pitch swinging also, Jack Scher, another left-handed batter. Spells it S-C-H-E-R, not to be confused with the Turn Back Time singer, who I don't know if all the players on the New Britain Bees even know who Scher is, Tim. These are young kids. But Jack Scher with a 1-1 pitch on the way from Shea Ryan. He checks the runner at second, comes to the plate. It's low and outside. Gloved easily by Nate Goranson, the Silver Knights catcher, here with game two duty. So a troublesome spot for Shea Ryan to open the ball game here in the top of the first with 2 on and a 2-1 count. Hitters count. Big swing and a foul tip off of the mitt by Jack Scher. Certainly had a pitch to hit right there, maybe a pitch to drive, but maybe a little bit too much velo for him, and it got snuck by his bat on the foul tip. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pretty decent swing there by Scher, though, on the fastball. Let's see if Shea Ryan goes off speed here on 2-2. Key pitch forthcoming. Just misses. You saw Goranson frame and hold and did not get the call from the home plate umpire. The count has gone full. So a duel here between cleanup hitter Jack Scher and Silver Knights starting pitcher Shea Ryan. The 3-2's on the way. Ripped fair inside the first base bag. And this is going to score at least one. It rattles around deep into the bullpen. They will send the trail runner, and it's going to be a 2-run double for Jack Scher, who ripped it just inside the first base bag. That was a tough pitch to handle, but he was able to get his hands in far enough to get the barrel to it, and it's a 2-0 lead for the New Britain Bees. Certainly Shea Ryan forcing the issue. He was not about to issue a walk even to the cleanup hitter right there, and he forced Scher to make the swing of the day as far as the New Britain Bees are concerned. Slow curveball has Todd Peterson way out in front. Peterson, third baseman for the New Britain Bees. 0-1, 1 out, and still a runner in scoring position for New Britain, leading 2-0 and trying to add to it. Fastball gets in the kitchen that time, and he fouls it back, so it's quickly 0-2. Seemingly unfazed, Shea Ryan continuing to pump strikes in the zone. He forced New Britain to hit their way on, and they have 3 hits in the inning, a couple singles and a double, the big one by Jack Scher. The 0-2 pitch is a floater for strike 3, a backdoor curveball. Clearly Peterson doesn't like the call, but home plate umpire says it caught the corner. And it's a caught looking. So second strikeout of the inning, sandwiched around 3 hits. Harrison Feinberg, the catcher for New Britain, third left-handed batter of the inning for the Bees, trying to plate that runner from second base with 2 out here in the top of the first. New Britain jumping out early on the Nashua starter. Strike 1. So a nice assortment of pitches by Shea Ryan with decent command. He's got that backdoor slow curve and the fastball in the corners, and yet New Britain coming out hacking has a 2-0 lead. The 0-1 pitch to Feinberg, a floater, grounded softly to first base. Up with it is Will McLean. He steps on the bag. That is out number 3. Damage done by New Britain. They jump out to a 2-run lead. The Silver Knights coming to bat for the first time in this game 2 of a doubleheader, a 7-inning contest here at Holman. So we get our first look at the New Britain starting pitcher, Colin Blake, right-hander from Wallingford, Connecticut, pitches for the University of Hartford. He's 6'4", 200 pounds, great pitching size out there for New Britain, and sophomore at Hartford. Where's the number 44? And he is throwing to Christian Feinberg, the New Britain catcher. So a 2-0 lead he's working with here in the bottom of the first inning. And the Silver Knights will be sending Brandon Fisk up first, to be followed by Jack Penny and Jackson Lynn, the 1-2-3 hitters for Nashua. Humid evening here on a Tuesday, August 10 of 2021, the last Tuesday ball game here at Historic Holman Stadium. This crowd being entertained with a doubleheader, probably the last one of the season, I do believe. Foul back to the screen. Fisk, first pitch swinging on the fastball from Colin Blake, and it's an 0-1 count. Hit to left and slicing foul. I think it found the dirt there inside the fence, the bullpen fence, but too long of a run for Sammy Smith, the left fielder for New Britain. Bees playing Brandon straight away at all positions. Maybe a step toward the line and left is Smith after that last foul. That one's a changeup low, 1-2. Not too much deception on the changeup right there from Colin Blake. It looked like an easy take for Fisk, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's 2-2. Seemed to have a little tail on it. Started on the corner and went a whisker outside. So Brandon Fisk trying to put up a tough leadoff at bat. It was about a 9-pitch at bat for the leadoff batter for New Britain, Alec Rich, before he struck out swinging. And it's gone full here to Brandon Fisk as well in his leadoff at bat for the Silver Knights. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Silver Knights trailing by a pair early. To left, high, more than deep. Backing up, though, a good 3 or 4 steps backpedal was Sammy Smith, and he gloves it for out number 1. Ball does seem to be carrying a bit tonight. Flag is just about stock still in left center. And Jack Penny, the shortstop for the Nashua Silver Knights here in game 2, getting his first look at Colin Blake. A right-hander from Wallingford, Connecticut, throws a slow curveball, misses down, ball 1. Jack Penny playing his baseball at the University of Notre Dame. 1-0. Ground ball on 2 high hops to the short second baseman, Podeswa. Gets rid of it. Connor Podeswa listed as a pitcher. So we have a pitcher batting second for the New Britain Bees and a listed pitcher playing second base tonight for the Bees. So some fill-in duty. Podeswa got the job done there. So 2 up and 2 down here in the top, at the bottom of the first. Trying to keep the inning going is Jackson Lynn, the right fielder and 3-hitter for the Silver Knights. Looks at a slow breaker outside and low, ball 1. Grounded on 2 high hops to the shortstop. Colin Kelly to his right and throws a good one to first baseman Jack Scher. 3 up, 3 down for the Silver Knights in the bottom of the first. It is a 2-0 New Britain lead. Must be some kind of kick to go back to school as a baseball player for Notre Dame. This time of year, the excitement that is in the air for the college football season getting underway must be tremendous. There's been, of course, movies and documentaries galore done about Notre Dame football and that glorified cathedral of college football stadium that is right there on the campus. There must be some kind of spectacle every fall there in South Bend, Indiana. And that's where Jack Penny will be headed after this season concludes next week. Jack from Wakefield, Massachusetts, only a freshman at Notre Dame. I think entering his freshman season, that means when they put it in the roster as a freshman, that means he's entering his freshman season, right? Wow. That is going to be some culture shock going from Wakefield to Notre Dame next week. Good luck to Jack Penny. We go to the top of the second inning. New Britain Bees trying to add on to their 2-0 lead, and they'll start it with their number 7 hitter in the lineup, Luke Masyuk, who is the right fielder. Checks his swing on a breaking ball down at his feet, and it's ball 1. Swung on and missed. Following up the slow breaker with a fastball down Broadway was Shea Ryan. It's 1-1. To the right-handed hitting, Luke Masyuk. That one's a ball just low, apparently. Luke is from Trumbull, Connecticut, and entering his freshman year at Northeastern down here in Boston. Exciting times for him, too. They wear green down in Northeastern, too, I believe. Or is it red? Red, yeah, it's red. 3-2. My high school teammate, Paul Grammer, baseball teammate who also played football at Northeastern, would be horrified that I don't know his team colors. As a wide receiver for Northeastern. Walk on. There's a walk to begin the inning for Luke Masyuk, so good leadoff duty by him. And here comes the 8-hitter. Connor Podeswa, the aforementioned pitcher, inserted into the starting batting order, along with the 2-hitter we mentioned earlier, Sawyer Duarte. He's another listed full-time pitcher who is in the batting order for the New Britain Bees. And clearly, Connor Podeswa doesn't feel like he's strictly a pitcher with that hack as he fouls it back for strike 1. First pitch swinging is Podeswa. He's from Waterford, Connecticut, and he's about to enter his freshman year at Tufts University in Boston, or Medford, actually. Listed at 6 feet and 185. 1 ball and 1 strike as Shea Ryan stares at the base runner, Masyuk. He's not going anywhere, but Nate Goranson will take a shot down there. Good one-hop pick by Will McLean to keep that ball from going down the right field line. And back easily was Masyuk. So that was a strike. 1-2. Getting jammed. Curve ball or slider inside. Podeswa fouls it off. He'll be followed by actually Podeswa is the 9-hitter. No, Sammy Smith is the 9-hitter on deck, and then it's back to the top of the order for the New Britain Bees. Foul down the right field way, out of bounds. Got football in the mind, out of bounds down there in the concession area. So it stays 1-2 to Podeswa. Shea Ryan taking a little bit more time with the guy on base, misses up and away with the fastball, and the count has gone full. So we'll see if the New Britain Manager wants to start something here, put his runner in motion possibly. No, it's outside. That's a full count. Excuse me, I thought it was 3-2. It's now 3-2. Donnie McKillop goes by the term beekeeper. Right there in the roster, Donnie Beekeeper McKillop is the head coach of the New Britain Bees. Good swing there by Podeswa. Fouls it back to the screen and shakes his head about one he just missed. Apparently had a good look at it, and we'll do the 3-2 pitch again. Maziuk was staying put at first base. Swung on and missed, strike three. So Shea Ryan certainly didn't give in, pumping fastballs in the zone, and Podeswa swings through it. That is strikeout number 3 for Shea Ryan through 1 1/3 innings. Left fielder Sammy Smith from Newtown, Connecticut, a sophomore at Middlebury College. One of the few places where they haven't changed college to university. Bunts it in the air, long way, hits the chalk and kicks foul. That ball traveled about 70 feet in the air on a bunt attempt by Smith, and he might have caught Brady Desjardins napping down there. That ball would have been just picked up and put in his pocket, I think, had it stayed fair. Did not expect the bunt there with 1 out. And the 9-hitter up. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Shea Ryan working ahead of the hitters now. Try to stay out of another jam. He certainly was in a jam in the first inning when New Britain scored 2. The big hit, a 2-run double by Jack Scher. Pulled one just inside the first base bag down into the bullpen area to play 2 runners, including the trail runner all the way from first base. That's the difference in the game right now, a 2-0 New Britain lead. There goes the runner, foul tipped off the mitt to the backstop, and the runner will have to retreat to first base. He had a great jump. Looked like he went first move, just guessed that Shea Ryan was going to go to the plate, and he guessed right. I don't believe Goranson would have had any chance to throw him out had that been a swing and a miss. And now that Shea Ryan has seen that Luke Maziuk is willing to go or guess on first move over there at first, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws over there once right now. Nope. Misses outside. Try to bring that slow curve back door. He recorded a strikeout earlier of Todd Peterson that way. Not able to command it, though, that time. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Shea Ryan stepping up his velocity on the 8 and 9 hitters. Records a couple of strikeouts back-to-back. So after the leadoff walk, it's back to the top of the order. And Alec Rich, center fielder from Middlebury, struck out swinging on a 3-2 pitch to lead off the ball game. Courtesy throw over to first base by Shea Ryan. Maziuk was only a couple steps off the bag. The pitch. Swung on and missed. A lot of swings and misses. No contact on a lot of these fastballs by Shea Ryan. It would seem to indicate the ball might be dipping and darting. 0-1 now as he tries to strike out the side following the leadoff walk. He misses up and away with that fastball, however. 1-1. Shea is from North Chelmsford, Massachusetts, a junior at Assumption. Missed outside, tailing fastball there, and it's 2-1. As he threw a few fastballs in a row here. Let's see if he tries to go off speed down the middle to try to get this count back even. No, fastball down the middle and not able to square it up. was Alec Rich. He certainly had a pitch to hit right there, but fouls it off. 2-2, and now Shea is one strike away from striking out the side following that leadoff walk. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There goes the runner. Fouled back to the screen. Getting his sprints in at first base is Luke Masiuk. Saw a fascinating baseball mini seminar given by Billy Ripken today on Major League Baseball Network, talking about treating every pitch like it's an action pitch, pretending like that's going to be contact or something's going to happen on every pitch. That curveball does not find its way in the back door. A lot of the fans wanted it. I'm sure the Battery wanted it too. Pitcher Shea Ryan and Nate Goranson, who tried to frame it behind the plate. But it was called ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner will be going when he's sure the pitch is to the plate. Popped up right side. It could be trouble. A little bit of a stumble by Brandon Fisk, but closing the gap was Jackson Lynn to glove it rather easily in shallow right field for out number 3. So the leadoff walk doesn't hurt that time, and we go to the bottom of the second. Still a 2-0 New Britain Bees lead here at Holman Stadium. Colin Blake tossing his warm-up pitches for New Britain as we move to the bottom of the second inning. The Silver Knights will be sending up the 4, 5, 6 hitters in the lineup. John Meade, Nate Goranson, and Will McLean. As the Silver Knights, manager Kyle Jackson comes through your picture there in the red jacket to his customary third base coaching position, assisted by pitching coach Ariel Ramos this year. Of course, Kyle from Litchfield, New Hampshire, a Red Sox draft pick who was a star for the Alvern High School squad back when they were a Litchfield and Hudson school in the 1990s. Knows a lot about pitching. Here's John Meade, the bare-knuckled, grip-it left-handed batter for the Silver Knights, playing left field for Nashua tonight. Hits the first pitch softly to the second baseman, and Podeswa has to back up only a step. So Meade got too good of a look at that slow pitch. He kind of slowed his swing down to match and pops it to second. So 1 up, 1 pitch, 1 down here in the Silver Knights' second inning. Nate Goranson, catcher for the Silver Knights, getting his first look at Colin Blake tonight. Silver Knights in search of their first base runner. That one's a ball low. Grounded at the shortstop. Colin Kelly up with it, and a nice throw across the diamond to Scher. And it's 2 up, 3 pitches, and 2 down here in the Silver Knights' second. Will McLean from UMass, first baseman for the Silver Knights, getting his first at-bat of game number 2 of a doubleheader. The Silver Knights won game 1, 3-0. That had a 5 p.m. start time. This one starting at 7:15. And Colin Blake trying to move it along with 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second at the Silver Knights' expense. That's the strike on the outside corner to McLean. And Colin Blake rocks and throws. Ground ball toward the middle. Podeswa a couple steps to his right, fires it to first in plenty of time. And it turns into a 5-pitch inning for Colin Blake. 3 up and 3 down in the second. So we go to the top of the third, a 2-0 New Britain Bees lead here at Historic Holman Stadium. We welcome our viewers who have joined us live on Channel 96 in Nashua. It is a Tuesday, August 10th, so we had some Board of Education action going on Nashua's education station. And we're glad to have some live viewers here for this Tuesday in August contest between the Nashua Silver Knights hosting the New Britain Bees of New Britain, Connecticut. These two teams have struggled a bit in the standings this season. They're at the bottom, honestly, the bottom two. And the New Britain Bees entered the game one of the doubleheader with 24 wins, as did the Silver Knights, before the Silver Knights put up the 25th victory of the season, winning game one of the doubleheader 3-0. So here we are in game two, also a 7-inning affair. It's been a humid day in Nashua after some unsettled weather last night, but we fully expect to get this game in pretty easily. Well, Nate Goranson certainly showing off the arm behind home plate in the warm-ups before the inning starts, but actually threw that one into center at about 90 miles plus per hour. So here we go to the top of the third inning. The New Britain Bees jumping out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first, trying to add to it now. And here's Sawyer Duarte, the listed pitcher for New Britain, who's inserted into the batting order tonight and looks very much like a free-swinging slugger from what we have seen. He had an infield single to start that two-run rally his first time up. Looks at a couple of quick fastballs from Shay Ryan, the left-handed starting pitcher for the Silver Knights. Big swing and hits the top rung of the net, makes its way over. What a hack Sawyer Duarte had there. He was expecting a 2-0 fastball. He got it, and he just missed it. Mighty hack there. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. That was a straight change, it looked like, from Shay Ryan, and it is fouled off. Definitely had Duarte a little more off balance on that swing. Sawyer borrowing the bat of the leadoff hitter, Alec Rich, as he came to the plate. Rips it at the shortstop. About a 90-mile-an-hour line drive right to Jack Penny, who barely had to move, just reaching up and to his right to glove that one. So Duarte hit it well, but it is a line out. Colin Kelly singled sharply to right field on the first pitch that he saw from Shay Ryan, his first time up. Single to right, and that set up Jack Scher, the cleanup hitter who's on deck right now, for the 2-run double, the difference in the game. Grounded softly back to the mound on a high hop. Shay Ryan lobs it to first, and he's got a couple of quick outs here in the third inning. If you're going to get a comebacker, that's exactly the kind that you want. Jack Scher, the big hitter in this game, batting for the second time now. He had 2 runs batted in with that double. Came on a 3-2 pitch, fastball in the inside corner, and he was able to turn on it and keep it fair just inside the first base bag. Not easy to do. It went all the way down into the deep right corner of the bullpen. Jackson Lynn did his best to get it back in, find it first, and get it back in as quickly as he could. But by that time, Colin Kelly had scored all the way from first base. A 2-0 New Britain lead. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. That one almost hit him. It did. It grazes the uniform or the body of Jack Scher, who's twisting out of the way of it. But it is a hit by pitch, so a base runner for New Britain with 2 out. Todd Peterson got caught looking. One of the 4 strikeouts that Shay Ryan has in this game so far. Hits it solid, but almost straight up in the air to right center. It's a tough find at this time of night, twilight, and a good running catch to his right. Jackson Lynn, nice to have those young eyes at this time of the evening especially. That was really tough to see. He got a good jump and ran it down, and good communication also with his teammate center fielder Kevin Skagerlin not to run into each other. So the 2-out hit by pitch doesn't hurt. except maybe Jack Scher. And we go to the bottom of the third inning. 2-0. New Britain leads it. Silver Knights still looking for their first base runner, as it's been 6 up and 6 down for New Britain starting pitcher Colin Blake.
Okay, Connor, first question for you. What sport does the Silver Knights play?
Our executive producer Pete Johnson is here, reminding me that not only Nashua viewers are tuned into this August 10 game, but we welcome also our live partners, Pemmy Baker TV, serving the Plymouth area, and the Chester Public Access TV station as well. Welcome to Nashua ETV's telecast of the Silver Knights as we move to the bottom of the third inning. On a humid night, but still a beautiful night for baseball here at Holman. I know Oil Can Boyd. 6'1". I was going to say 6 feet. He shrank. He's 6 feet now. 6 inches. Yeah, Oil Can is 6 inches tall. But Oil Can Boyd is 6 feet tall. He shrunk an inch. I will testify. Let's listen in. Nashua Dodgers record. What? He knew that? 1946 record of the Nashua Dodgers? No, I guess he didn't. He said 18-46, I think. That was good a guess as any. And got a pie in the face. A good sport down there, by the way, for the Silver Knights is, let's see, number 12, is it? Oh, boy. Do I not have a number 12? I wanted to give some credit where it was due. So it is the number 7 hitter for the Silver Knights who are looking for their first base runner. And Shane McNamara, DH duty tonight. He's up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, to be followed by Brady Desjardins and Kevin Skagerland with the bottom of the order due up here in the third. That's a strike. Looked like Shane was taking all the way. 2-1 is the count. Shane from Londonderry, New Hampshire, entering his sophomore season at Eastern Nazarene next month. Takes a strike outside. A little bit of conversation going on between the catcher and the home plate umpire, it looked like. But from here, clearly not on the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike, the count to Shane McNamara. That one misses, and the Silver Knights have their first base runner. So a chink in the armor here for Colin Blake, the starter for New Britain, was cruising right along. He had a 5-pitch 1-2-3 second inning, but walks the leadoff batter here in the third. And here's Brady Desjardins. Brady playing third base for the Silver Knights tonight. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. I spoke too early. Brady from Westbrook, Maine, entering his sophomore season at Niagara University. Right-handed batter, looking for the 0-1 offering from Colin Blake. Big curveball finds the inside corner. So certainly 2 excellent pitches there from Colin Blake as he goes out, comes in. Ahead of the batter now, 0-2. Silver Knights in search of their first hit. Now that they have their first base runner. Might have been foul tipped into the mitt, but swinging through it as Brady checks with the home plate umpire whether that was in fact would have been a strike call. I think it might have been. Colin Blake had retired the first 6 batters in order by fly balls and pop-ups and groundouts. That was his first strikeout, coming with 1 on here in the. There goes the runner. Great jump for McNamara. Ball sails into center, and Shane's going to get to third base easily. So it's an error on the catcher, Feinberg, And it is a runner at third base for the Silver Knights in the person of Shane McNamara, who got a monster jump and stole that one easily. In fact, it was probably a situation where Christian Feinberg should have put that one in his back pocket. Instead, the ball sails into center field, and McNamara moves along to third with less than 2 outs. So an RBI opportunity here for Kevin Skagerland, who took that first pitch for a ball. That one's low, 2-0 now. Brandon Fisk, top of the order, awaiting on deck for the Silver Knights. Chance to get on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the third inning, trailing 2-0. This one misses low, and it is a 3-0 count now to Skagerland. This is a situation where I have philosophized that the hitter should be swinging on 3-0. With less than 2 out and a man at third, he's going to get a cookie that the next batter's not guaranteed to see. Also, the infield's in. And there's the cookie, and it's usually an easy one to put into play because the pitcher's just trying to get it over, and it has lights on it that says hit me, and you can usually lift it to the outfield. Now the 3-1 pitch. Could be the same situation, but usually the batter's in a hitter mentality on 3-1 anyway. That one misses, ball 4. But he took the walk. Now, but I remind you, on that 3-0 pitch right down the middle, that was almost a guaranteed run for the batter. Or, you know, a pitch you can drive, kind of a concession pitch by the starter there, and you can drive home the runner from third with less than 2 outs. So that's a situation where I think more often than not, the green light should be given on 3-0. There's a lot of takes that go on 3-0 in the course of a ball game. That situation, I think, should be a situation where the batter thinks to swing more often than not, just to pick up that run early in the game. Because now you're at risk of the double play to end the inning. The pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Nice play. Oh, he can't get it out of his glove. It was a tough play for the shortstop, and it's the first run of the game. Charging it to his right, Colin Kelly thought he had to be perfect to get a double play out of that. That was probably an ambitious thought at the pace that ball was hit. I'm pretty sure that Kevin Skagerland would have beat out the trail end of the double play. But Colin Kelly put a hard charge on it. It is the second error of the inning for the Bees. The first error by the catcher on the throw in the center, and then that one there. And a monster jump for the lead runner. No throw to third. Good base running by Skagerland. He gets all the way over to third base. So Brandon Fisk with the RBI ground ball, 2-1, and the Silver Knights with a chance to tie it up now. Runners at first and third with only 1 out. And Jack Penny, who grounded out to the second baseman, in the driver's seat here with a 2-0 count in his favor. Colin Blake, who was humming right along, retiring the first 6 batters in order, running into a hornet's nest here in the third. 1 run already in as he checks in on the runner at first base. Clearly, Skagerland stealing third all on his own there. The pitch. On the inside corner. Good fastball right over the top from Colin Blake. 2 balls and 1 strike. So not a cookie on 2-0. A pitcher's pitch. Let's see if Kyle Jackson dares to send Brandon Fisk at first in this situation. He does have good leadoff hitter speed. There he goes. Low pitch. Fake to second. He'll dive into second safely without a throw. Stolen base for Brandon Fisk, who is also in scoring position now for Jack Penny with 1 out. That pitch was low, so it makes it a 3-1 count to the Silver Knights 2-hitter. Jack Penny Grounded out to second his first time up. He certainly wants to get one in the air to the outfield if he can here in this situation. However, if he pulls it to the right side to second again, that will plate the tying run. The 3-1 pitch. Inside out swing, fouls it way off to the left, and it's 3-2. First base is empty. Colin Blake does not have to give in to the hitter. He can try to be fine on the corners if he wants. Not ideal, though, to load him up for the 3-hitter, Jackson Lynn, who's on deck. 1 out. 2 runners in scoring position for the Silver Knights. A single, they could take the lead, trailing here 2-1. Colin Blake delivers. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. A couple of times in that at bat, Colin Blake with that over-the-top delivery, painting on the inside corner. And clearly Jack Penny, not a fan of that pitch, took it both times. That one for strike 3. A big strikeout with 1 out there for Blake. So here's Jackson Lynn, and again, the 3-hitter up there, the first base bag is empty. So Colin Blake can afford to play with the corners here to the Silver Knights 3-hitter, who could give them the lead or tie the game with something here, but he's got to do it with 2 outs. 2 strikeouts in the inning, both big ones for Colin Blake. Trying to preserve that narrowest of leads. It's hammered to the left center gap, and it's going to get down for 2 runs. A diving try by Sammy Smith. He came up well short of it, and it's a 2-out, 2-run double for Jackson Lynn. The 3-hitter comes through. Top spin line drive finds the left center gap. It didn't appear that Sammy Smith had any chance to come up with a diving catch there. He made the attempt, though, anyway. With 2 outs, he figured if it falls, it's still going to be 2 runs. The only difference is instead of keeping Jackson Lynn at first base, he's now at second base. But in the pantheon of baseball gambles, that's one you probably do want to take to try to make the big catch and keep both runs off the scoreboard. But in any event, a clutch hit by Jackson Lynn, and it's a 3-2 Silver Knights lead. Mound visit for the New Britain Bees. Pitching coach John Nagel with a visit with Colin Blake. John Meade with a chance. He popped weakly to second on the first pitch that he saw back in the second inning, getting to bat. It was leading off the second inning, and he gets to bat here with a runner in scoring position in the third. Nice to get up 1 inning later, try to make amends. Colin Blake after the mound visit. Let's see what that produces. Ball low to Meade. Silver Knights trying to add to their 3-2 lead. Leadoff walk to Shane McNamara. Starts a 2-run rally, slicing down the left field line, deep, and it is foul. John Meade gives the fans a thrill there momentarily. Too much slice on that, though, and it ended up well foul, well down the left field line. You never know here at Holman. Had he swung a fraction of a second earlier, he might have actually snuck one out of here for a home run just inside the pole over the low red brick wall in left. Certainly would have been a run batted in easily. Instead, it's just a long and loud strike. So 1-1 is the count. Colin Blake's pitch outside and high. 2-1. Silver Knights making the most of their one hit. A 2-run, 2-out double by Jackson Lynn. Good enough to give them the lead. The first run scored on an infield error. Popped right up the silo in the infield, and calling for it is Colin Kelly at short. Just a few short steps to his left, and that will do it. We go to the top of the fourth. The Silver Knights have seized hold of the lead and control of the game for the moment, up 3-2. We move along to the top of the fourth inning here at Historic Holman Stadium. I'm John Collins along with our cameraman Tim O'Neill, and we're pleased to be joined by the general manager of the Nashua Silver Knights, Cam Cook. Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. Maybe Pete can take a look. Sorry about that, Cam. We'll get you on. Foul tipped off to the left side. The leadoff hitter for New Britain is Harrison Feinberg. He grounded to the first baseman unassisted his first time up. Pete, if you could assist, we were having trouble getting Cam on with the second microphone. Silver Knights scoring their 3 runs in the bottom of the third inning. Big blow, a 2-run double by Jackson Lynn with 2 out. Harrison Feinberg facing Shea Ryan to lead off here in the fourth inning of a scheduled 7-inning game. That one's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count. Checking this day in baseball history, I see that Cal Ripken Jr. made his major league debut August 10, 1981. So that was 40 years ago. Strike 3. Did I do the math right? 40 years ago? 1981? Yeah. Cal Ripken Jr. making his major league debut. General Manager Cam Cook in the Tom King Memorial Booth.
Do you got me now?
I got you now, Cam.
All right.
Tom hates it when I say the Memorial Booth. The first thing he said, I'm not dead, John.
I was going to say, you're jumping the gun a bit.
But you've seen a lot of Tom King this summer, haven't you, Cam?
I sure have.
Yeah. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I just can't resist asking.
It's usually a good thing.
Okay.
Maybe after a tough loss, I duck and run the other way so I don't have to give him a soundbite or anything.
Well, 2 quick outs on the New Britain Bees while we waited to get you on. How would you assess the Silver Knights 2021 season? A success? I know you'd like to have better weather than July.
Oh, my. Yeah, it's been brutal. I mean, it felt like 3 weeks we had pulled the tarp on or off or both every single day.
Became tarp experts, right?
Yeah, all of our interns have really great quads and everything calves at this point.
CrossFit training with the tarp on and off all the time. Wow.
But from a return to normalcy standpoint, I mean, we've had some nights where, the crowds were outstanding, the suites were banged out, and, there's 1,000, 1,100, 1,500 people here for the fireworks or Thirsty Thursday, and it's awesome to have that atmosphere again. Even, I think our game 1 today, we had 600 people on a Tuesday early evening. Like, that's great.
It is great. It's busy here, and it's hard to remember that it's a Tuesday. In past years, this would be a Friday night crowd, and you guys are working hard, obviously.
Yeah, and I mean, it's between the Credence taking over and handling everything concessions-wise, it frees up a lot of time for Katie and myself to handle, getting as many people as we can in here.
Connor Podeswa fouls it back to the screen. How many games do we have left?
We have, we got these 2 today. We've got 1 tomorrow against New Britain again. We're at home again on Thursday for 2 against Brockton. And then we end at Worcester, and hopefully we can make that a very important game.
Connor Podeswa serves one out into right center. Thinks better of trying for a double, so it's a 2-out hit for New Britain. And Sammy Smith, the 9-hitter, is due up. So if I understand you just 2 more chances to see Silver Knights here at Holman.
That's right.
Tomorrow and then Thursday also.
Oh, sorry, just Thursday, but there's 2 games on Thursday.
Oh, Thursday, 2 games. What's the first start time for the first game?
3 o'clock.
Okay. So when you try to set goals at the beginning of the season, how do you approach it? Do you think about the number of tickets sold, the amount of revenue that you take in, or?
Yeah, and we were lucky last year where 2020 for us was still a pretty good. It was insightful. The numbers from last year were numbers we knew we should beat, but we were still able to have 700-800 fans in the ballpark, which are, for a Tuesday or a Wednesday or even some Thursdays, still very good nights.
Yep.
It's not like like Worcester couldn't have a single fan last year. So how do you look at 2020 and say we need to match that?
Sammy Smith gets caught looking. We're going to keep Cam Cook here for as long as you'll let us. Between innings, the general manager for the Nashua Silver Knights. John Creedon was interviewed by Tom King, and he sounds like a good guy to work for, like really optimistic, confident, a guy that maybe sets the tone for you when you come to work.
Yeah, it's almost, I'm so stuck in baseball player mode, but like a player coach, right? Somebody that you love showing up for and you love working hard for, and that's really what he is. He gives you a lot of freedom as long as you're doing your job and helping out the organization. You can, not to say get away with a lot, but you have some freedom. You can, take your day off here or there. You can run with an idea that maybe doesn't have 100% support from everybody, and you get a lot of creativity.
Who else on the team deserves to be mentioned? Probably everybody, but you're the general manager. On a day-to-day basis, like who your MVPs are. Yeah,
we have an awesome game day staff this year, from everyone in the press box to the people working the kid zone, working the front gate. Sales staff was really good, and once the season starts, Katie's usually the one that's spearheading their outbound and following up. If someone has a group at the ballpark, she'll check in on them, make sure they're getting everything they want, getting their bang for their buck, free hats and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's impossible to pick a single MVP, especially now that we're playing more games than we ever have before.
Oh yeah, I looked at that schedule. I'm like, wow, those guys are going to be busy.
I think it's longer than any division. Maybe if you go to Omaha and you're a big Division I program, but I played Division III, and this is longer than any season I would have played.
Such a bees on the mind, a beehive here. But next week, is it going to be a letdown, or is it just you go right into next season mode?
Well, it's hard to. I never like to look ahead. So even if Kyle Jackson's talking about guys he wants to bring in for next year, I kind of just put a hold on that for now.
Yeah.
Because until it is literally impossible for us to not get into the postseason, I won't think anything else.
Okay.
Just because.
This is still a mathematical possibility.
Oh yeah, if we take this one and Worcester loses today, we're only 3 games out of the postseason.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow, so close.
It's crazy, and it always seems to work out that way. In 2017, the 2 teams in the championship were 2 teams under 500.
How about that?
Yeah. So it's just who gets hot at the right time, and who's. My thing is, talent takes you halfway through the season, and chemistry gets you the other half.
So you're in playoff mode right now. You're thinking this is a playoff game. They have to win every game.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I like it. That was a big hit by Jackson Lynn last inning, wasn't it?
I know.
Wasn't
He's
it?
coming around, man. Those young guys take a while to adjust to the collegiate pitching, and he came late, so now we're starting to see his turn, him adjusting.
Now, where do you find – do you look locally first and then branch out, or how does it happen?
Yeah. It kind of all happens at once. I love to have a good core of local guys.
And through.
Love it.
Will McLean aboard with 1 out.
Speaking of local guys.
Yeah.
Will McLean, for example, he's local. But
Exeter, New Hampshire.
Yeah, his coach at UMass reaches out to me because at this point, 11 years of the FCBL, they call and be like, look, I'm putting myself in your shoes. Here's a quality local baseball player. You don't need to host families. His friends, his family will come out and see him play, and he's a great kid. And it's like, those are the 3 boxes you need to check.
So 11 years for the FCBL. Your calling card is out there. The shingle's up on the store, so people know you're here. So is that as a high fly to center, and it's going to stay in the ballpark off the bat at Shane McNamara, a deep fly out for out number 2. Is that primarily how the personnel, the on-field personnel is picked out of the coaches and the recommendations that you get? In other words, you don't have to go out and recruit cold. You probably have a list of people that call you, and then you pick from that list of people that contact you first?
Yeah. It's definitely way more people flooding you, and then you having to pick through and sort through who's going to be the best fit or who you want to take a chance on.
What position is toughest to fill on the field?
Ooh.
Is it catcher?
I think so. Just because you need to have probably more than 2, just especially with 68 games, and those guys are playing a lot at school as well. You can't roll the same kid out there for 2, 3, 4 days in a row. So you have 3 quality catchers, and then if you drop one, you're not going to find another one at this point in the season.
Yeah, another reason I thought of that was because you mentioned the intensity of the schedule already, and to have a catcher that will catch a lot of games, that takes a warrior back there.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
every day, right? In the heat.
Yeah, and we've got, I think, between Liam Little, Greg Bozzo, and Nate Goranson, I mean, that is one heck of a trio that you can stick behind the dish on any day.
Yeah, I would say so, and good job on that. And then the next year you'll have to reload at that position probably.
I know.
Yeah. What is the usual number of seasons that any given FCBL player will play?
I think more often than not, someone's a one and done, but you'll definitely see guys return to the same team for 2. But even Griffin Young's been in the Futures League. I think this is his 4th season.
Wow.
So there's some guys that almost
Can't
work
get
the
rid of
free
Griffin
agency.
Young.
Yeah, they work a free agency wire, and they've played for 3 or 4 different Futures League teams.
This is Cam Cook, the GM of the Nashua Silver Knights, who has done such a good job in putting this team on the field and providing some entertainment for the fans throughout the summer of 2021, where the weather has been so unkind, especially in July. There goes the runner. Looked like it was a bouncer. Throw to second, pretty good one, but the tag missed there with the drop ball. So it's a good 2-out steal for the Silver Knights. Runner in scoring position is Will McLean. Now, when you turn on the TV, or is there any? What's your favorite Major League Baseball related FCBL story? Have you played with anybody or against anybody that's now made it to the show?
We've had. Close? I mean, there's a ton of guys from that 2016 team that got drafted and are kicking around the minors waiting for their shot. But whenever someone asks, Mickey Gasper is far and away the best hitter I've seen at any level.
Now, he is attempting to come up and do damage against my Red Sox, right? Is he in the Yankees organization?
Yeah, so he was in Charleston, and then I don't know what happened.
I think I heard he got injured from Tom King, unfortunately. High hopper to third, and a tough play made look easy by Todd Peterson for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Silver Knights threaten, but we go to the top of the 5th inning. A 3-2 Nashua lead. Yeah, Mickey Gasper, I loved watching him hit. He reminded me of Wade Boggs.
So I got signed halfway through 2016. It was like July 1st. My very first game, he homered from both sides of the plate, and I was like, I'm never going to play on this team.
Wait a minute, really?
Yeah.
How come I thought he was only a left-handed batter? I
No.
must have only caught his games against righties.
Yeah, he was a switch hitter, and he went opposite field both times. So I think he was batting lefty, went over the brick wall down in left field, and then they flipped him around in like the 3rd or the 4th inning, and they just went
John
over.
Meade almost did that, and I was like, more lefties should go that way, you know?
It's pretty shocking how few homers we see over the brick wall.
Yeah. Yeah, the people go straight away left more often than not.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah, and the lefties, not a lot of guys, I mean, young kids today, they watch the Cody Bellingers of the world and stuff, and there's no more Rod Carews or Wade Boggs going the opposite way on a regular basis,
No,
you know?
So something I've noticed, and I don't know if it's a testament to like a new age style of hitting or if it's the league this year, but I think the best team batting average is Westfield, and they're hitting 260 something. And I think the league leader in homers only has 6 home runs. So it's kind of bizarre because, I'm sure you remember watching Ryan Sullivan play in a 68-game season. How many home runs would he have hit?
Wow, yeah.
And I know in 2017 our team batting average was 290, and that wasn't even the highest in the league.
Pounding the ball, I remember. Yeah, offensive force. And the hitting is at premium now. It's hard to see guys hitting over 300, right?
I know. I think that's the trend, though, right? Just in baseball as a whole, everyone's swinging out of their shoes, and
the pitchers are getting bigger and stronger.
Yeah, exactly.
And the reaction time is reduced.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have to do next in this game? What is your duty that we're keeping you from right now, Cam?
I'm going to start cutting some interns so they can go home because they've been here since 11 o'clock.
All right. Well, I'll let you do that. It was a real pleasure to have you on.
I appreciate it.
And congratulations on a fantastic job that you have done with your hard work this season.
Thanks a lot, man.
That's Cam Cook, the general manager of the Nashua Silver Knights, who has joined us here in Game 2 of this doubleheader. The Silver Knights attempting to sweep the New Britain Bees, still in playoff mode. And any comment that I said earlier about the Silver Knights not making the playoffs for the first time in their history, I take it all back. They're still in contention. Only 3 away from Worcester here in the final week. How exciting a story would that be? And I know my compadre Tom King would be all over it if that happens, because he didn't think they had a chance either just a few short weeks ago, and they are not mathematically out of it. So attempting to bunt that first pitch and fouling it, that produced a break in the action here as catcher and pitcher talk. I don't know if that was a cross-up or what that Nate Goranson wants to talk about. But he went out to the mound, and it is no longer Shea Ryan. We have a new pitcher into the game, right, Tim? It's a right-hander. How smart am I? This guy is throwing from the other side of the mound. So it is the Nashua Silver Knights relief pitcher. 34 is Noah Wachter from no, it's not 34. Gabe Driscoll, 38. Thank you. Gabe Driscoll is from Toms River, New Jersey, and pitches for Binghamton University. 1-2 is the count. On the New Britain Breeze leadoff batter, Alec Rich. Strike 3, he took it. Rich has struck out for the second time in this game, as Gabe Driscoll freezes him, catching the outside corner. And now here's the free swinging pitcher turned DH, Sawyer Duarte, who has singled and scored and lined out hard to the shortstop, Jack Penny, his last time up. So he is 1 for 2. And he was swinging at the first pitch. They got to check that. That is a strike. He did not hold up. That's a big bat for not the hugest guy, Sawyer Duarte. The bat looks as long as he is, and that was tough to hang on to that barrel as hard as he swung there. That's another big swing, but he comes up empty, and it's 0-2 quickly to Duarte. Gabe Driscoll trying to make quick work of the top of the order here if he can for New Britain. The Bees trailing by just a run in the top of the 5th. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Driscoll just blew it by him. 2 quick strikeouts to begin the 5th. So the Silver Knights looking to run the table here in the final week of the regular season for 2021 and hope that Worcester fails to clinch the final playoff spot out of the 4. Colin Kelly. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Gabe Driscoll popping the mitt here in relief for the Silver Knights here in the top of the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch is on the way. Hard hit to the third baseman, deep behind the bag. Nice throw across the diamond by Brady Desjardins for the 3rd out of the inning. Not an easy play. A 1-2-3 inning for Gabe Driscoll on in relief. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. The Silver Knights lead it 3-2 here at Holman. Ooh. We want to thank these stations for carrying at least one Nashua ETV Silver Knights game this season, and it is a great list that Pete Johnson has compiled of our member live partners who have joined us here on Nashua ETV. Avon, Massachusetts Public Access, Bedford Community TV, Lake Cam, Lakeville, Massachusetts, NEC TV, NEK in Newport, Vermont, Northwest Access TV, St. Albans, Vermont, OP TV, Oradell, New Jersey, that's OPTV, Pemmy Baker TV, who are joining us for this telecast here on August 10. Provincetown Community TV has joined in our Nashua TV Silver Knights telecasts, as has WCAT TV, WCAT out of Wakefield, Massachusetts. West Bridgewater CTV, Lowell, Massachusetts Telemedia, Boxford, Massachusetts Cable Access, Chester Public Access, who join us once again tonight, and Hudson Community TV, our sister stations who have joined us as live partners during the course, live or replay during the course of 2021. That's a great list, and it greatly expands the list of viewers who have learned about Nashua Silver Knights baseball, which is a good thing. This is a great take. I know that our major league brothers in baseball are playing down at the old ball yard on Jersey Street right now against the Red Sox against Tampa Bay, I believe. And, of course, that's always a popular ticket. But the bargain comparison right here, the bang for your baseball buck at Holman Stadium cannot be beat. First pitch swinging, ground ball to the shortstop. Certainly hustling for all he was worth was Brady Desjardins, but he is thrown out at first. First pitch swinging. One up, one pitch, one down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Silver Knights trying to add. Brandon Fisk. That was Kevin Skagerlin that was hustling out that ground ball. The 9-hitter who had walked and scored his first time up. So back to the top of the order. Brandon Fisk is 0 for 2, but with a run scored. One ball and no strikes. He has stolen a base in this game. Brandon awaiting the pitch. A curveball in there for strike one. The starter for New Britain was Colin Blake. He is still out there. Curveball for strike two as he doubled up on the same pitch. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brandon was probably looking for something else there on the 1-1. Fastball hit to left, high, not all that deep. Drifting to his left is Sammy Smith, to his right rather, makes the catch, and it is the second out of the inning. Here comes Jack Penny, who has grounded out and struck out. Notre Dame bound Jack Penny, about to be a freshman for the Fightin' Irish. Colin Blake has allowed only 2 hits in this game to the Silver Knights. However, 2 errors committed behind him. Big difference in the game and the reason why the Silver Knights have a 3-2 lead. So a ground out to the right side by Penny, and it turns into a 1-2-3 inning for Colin Blake. If you took out the third inning, he'd be throwing a shutout at this point. But it is a 3-2 Silver Knights lead as we move along quickly to the top of the 6th inning here at Holman. Silver Knights' next 3 games include tomorrow night against the same New Britain Bees. That's a 6:35 p.m. start. And then we have a 3 o'clock game at Brockton. Oh, no, it's at New Britain tomorrow night. Excuse me. They're hosting Brockton for a doubleheader on Thursday. So your next sure chance to see Silver Knights baseball is on Thursday, August 12, a day-night doubleheader here at Holman that starts at 3 o'clock. They are playing on the road in New Britain tomorrow, are these Silver Knights. They've got a fairly lengthy bus trip scheduled to get to New Britain for the 6:30 game tomorrow night and then get back here and play a doubleheader starting at 3 o'clock on Thursday. The Lake Monsters, Vermont Lake Monsters deserve some congratulations. They won their 40th game of the season on Sunday, breaking the FCBL all-time record for single-season wins. No small accomplishment. A 40-22 record for Vermont, who also lead the league in attendance, I understand. Previously, it was your Nashua Silver Knights who held that season record with 39 games. I think that was in a shorter season, though. 2012 Silver Knights winning 39 out of 52. So, yes, it was a shorter season by a lot. This is a 65-game season at least, I think, that they're playing here in the FCBL in 2021. 2012 Silver Knights also still holders of the FCBL record for the highest single-season winning percentage at .750 in 2012. Even if Vermont was to win all of their remaining games, their winning percentage would only be .666. In other words, the Silver Knights in 2012 won 3 out of every 4 games. The Vermont Lake Monsters this season on pace to win 2 out of every 3. And for you mathematicians, yes, that is a lower winning percentage than 3 out of 4, as you know. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Big cut there. Jack Scher has the big hit in the game for New Britain. It had temporarily put them ahead 2-0, a 2-out double that he struck inside the first base bag, but swings through there, and the heavy heat from Gabe Driscoll, who has become a shutdown pitcher on in relief here for the Silver Knights, has recorded 4 quick outs, 3 by way of the K. Struck out the first 2 batters he faced in the 5th inning, followed by a ground out. Nice defensive play by Brady Desjardins at third. And he has started off the next inning of work here with a strikeout. Bluffing as if to bunt is Todd Peterson. Third baseman for New Britain has struck out and flied out to right. There's actually a nice catch made in the gap at twilight by Jackson Lynn. Really tough play. That's a strike on the inside corner, so it's 1-1 the count to Peterson. From Newtown, Connecticut, and plays for the University of Connecticut. That must have missed by an inch, just off the plate outside. So the count goes to 2-1. A little bit of a conversation there between Nate Goranson and the home plate umpire about that call. Borderline pitch. That's strike right at the knees over the outside corner. And now Peterson, the batter, didn't like the call, and he's talking to the umpire about it. A little bit of a conversation. I thought, and it's a tough angle from here, I thought that might have been down. And then it enters your head, was that a makeup call? The 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and now the batter's going to have more of a problem with the umpire. And that's not a good philosophy for a batter. It kind of makes you look bad. You had a chance to swing and put a ball in play, and you're blaming the umpire for the strikeout. After you took a swing that made it look like you weren't going to make contact anyway. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Gabe Driscoll, who is just overmatching these New Britain hitters at the moment. He's got 5 outs and 4 of them by way of strikeouts. That curveball stays up. Harrison Feinberg has grounded out to first and struck out. 6 strikeouts in the game combined for Nashua pitchers. That fastball misses down. Gabe Driscoll with great size for a pitcher at 6'4" and 225. Entering his sophomore year at Binghamton University. It's a great arm, and he misses with that fastball, so it's 3-0. That didn't miss by much. But Harrison Feinberg, his team trailing by 1 run, 2 outs here in the 5th inning of a scheduled 7-inning game. He will be taking all the way guaranteed, folks. Strike at the knees. Looked like Feinberg kind of grimaced at the call a little bit. Umpire has shown a proclivity to call that ball down in the zone in this game. The 3-1 pitch is on the way. And Colin Blake has just gotten so many swings and misses here. It's 3-2 now. One pitch, one strike away from striking out the side as a football gets loose down in the Silver Knights bullpen. They quickly retrieve it out of fair territory. Just misses. Goranson holds it. Colin Blake was 2 steps toward the dugout, and it is called ball 4. Goranson framed that one like it was going to hang on the wall of his home in perpetuity. Hopefully an umpire didn't let it bother him. He had it as a ball low all the way, and it's a 2-out walk for Feinberg. That brings up Luke Masiuk, who has walked and popped out to the first baseman in foul territory. That could be the tie run at first. Blake might be throwing with a little bit of temper right here, and I don't know if there's going to be maybe a mound visit if he fires this next one in the dirt, because it seemed like he got unnerved by that 3-2 call ball 4 that put Feinberg on first. The 2-0 pitch up and away, misses badly. It's 3-0. So going from 1 pitch away from striking out the side to 1 pitch away from walking 2 in a row, Gabe Driscoll fires it on the outside corner. A pitcher's pitch, by the way, on 3-0. Make it 3-1. That's way outside, and it's 2 straight walks, and there's probably going to be a mound visit here from the Silver Knights pitching coach, Ariel Ramos. In fact, Ariel making his way to the mound. Two-out walks by Gabe Driscoll, who was motoring right along, getting all kinds of swings and misses. Didn't get that call, though, on 3-2. Just missing low. Walks Feinberg. He walks Luke Masiuk on 5 pitches. And now, New Britain with a chance to tie if they can get some 2-out magic off the bat of Connor Podeswa. Connor, listed as a pitcher, is playing second base in this game. He has struck out and singled. He has got 1 of New Britain B's 4 hits. Trying to remember where that base hit went. I think he just served it into the outfield. Nice line drive over the leaping. Brandon Fisk at second, I do believe. Back in the 4th inning. And now he's going to face Driscoll, who fires a strike over the outside corner just above the knees, 0-1. So Ariel Ramos' mound visit paying immediate dividends. Driscoll 1 out away from wriggling off the hook here. Misses high. Good velocity, but an easy take there for Podeswa. Well up and out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to number 1, Connor Podeswa, right-handed hitting second baseman for New Britain. Breaking ball, buckled him, and it's 1-2. That ball started about letter high over the middle and just broke over the outside corner, down and away from the hitter. And Podeswa got fooled. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ball might have been up and out of the strike zone, but Podeswa flails at it, and Gabe Driscoll does, in fact, end up striking out the side as he gets the third out, sandwiched around 2 walks. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Silver Knights looking for some insurance runs as we do the Love Is Gone dance for one of the final times of the regular season in front of the first base dugout here at Holman. The staff of the Silver Knights up here in the press box did the dance along with the players down there, and actually they had the press box kind of vibrating in rhythm. I'm John Collins along with Tim O'Neill, my cameraman, once again this evening, alongside here behind home plate at Historic Holman Stadium. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson, in the house as well. Missing our partner, Tom King, who's covering Legion baseball today and this evening. Always an important story to cover locally is the young men who may someday be feeding into this FCBL program or doing battle on fields around the state of New Hampshire in the late summer time. 3-2, the Silver Knights lead. From Tom King, Nashua Junior Legion team played Exeter tonight in the championship game at Gill Stadium in Manchester. Exeter won that game. Game one, that is, 8-2, forcing the second game in which Nashua won 15-2 to become Junior Legion champions. Congratulations to the Nashua Junior Legion team who have won the state championship with a 15-2 win over Exeter this afternoon. Terrific job. And maybe they can announce that here at the stadium if they want to. I don't know. That would be a great thing to announce. Nashua Junior Legion, state champions. Great job. That was a convincing score, too, in game two. 15-2, as reported by our own Tom King. So we go to the bottom of the sixth. It's insurance runs time for the Silver Knights, if they can get them. And apparently going the distance for New Britain is Colin Blake. The starter is still out there. He just had that one bad inning. It was the third inning. 2 errors were committed. And some unearned runs, no doubt, in the mix, but they were good enough to give the Silver Knights the lead. Only 2 hits for Nashua in this game, and yet they are ahead by 1. And Colin Blake still manning the mound for New Britain. While the Silver Knights have gone to their bullpen, and Gabe Driscoll to great effect, coming in on in relief and striking out a bunch of people. 5 strikeouts in relief for Driscoll to get the Silver Knights into the 6th inning, still having the lead 3-2. You heard Cam Cook, the Silver Knights GM, say he's in playoff mode. If the Silver Knights run the table and Worcester fails in that final playoff spot, there's a chance the Silver Knights could still make it to the postseason. And that'll help as they bang one through the middle. It is a base hit for Jackson Lynn. He's been a hero in this game. John Meade, the batter now. Jackson Lynn with the big 2-run double to give the Silver Knights the lead. That time he's just slapping at it as the leadoff hitter, and he gets his 2nd hit of the game. A seeing eye grounder over the mound. John Meade has popped up a couple of times in 2 at-bats in this game, 2nd game of a doubleheader. The Silver Knights won the first game 3-0. It was a 5 o'clock contest that got over at 6:45. Pretty crisply played game. New Britain immediately making up for not scoring any runs in game 1, scored 2 in the opening inning here, game 2, and that has been all their scoring. They got the 2 runs that they have, top of the first. And the bat slips out of the hands of John Meade as he fouls the ball off to the right, and the bat goes sailing to the backstop, right at the feet of some of the fans in the first row. And he's going to go over there and get some stickum. As we mentioned, a lot of times John Meade doesn't like to wear any batting gloves, but maybe that's the ramifications there. You swing as hard as he does, and sometimes that handle's going to slip out of your grasp, even when you make contact. So it's 0-1. He certainly had a mighty hack at that. He's popped up to the second baseman and the shortstop so far. Let's see if Jackson Lynn dares to take off from first. He's got a pretty healthy lead over there. That's a high fastball, not the pitch you want to try to steal on. 1-1 is the count. Now I'm seeing some signs being flashed by Kyle Jackson. He's kind of looking up into the outfield as he gives them, but this may be the pitch that he gambles on, thinking that perhaps Colin Blake's going to go to the off speed here on Mead on the 1-1 and see if runner takes off. He doesn't. Ripped foul down the right field way into the concourse area. That was off the end of the bat. Mead was so far out in front of it. Probably a straight change from Blake. So had Jackson Lynn been off with the pitch, he would have had a retreat to first base after the foul. The 1-2 offering on the way from Blake. Hit to right. High, not that deep. It's run down by Luke Masyuk, and he throws it back into the infield. Out number 2, Mead not getting all of it on the fly out to right. Nate Goranson has grounded out to shortstop a couple of times. When he grounded out in the 4th inning, he was making a bid for a hit up the middle, it appeared, but Colin Kelly made a nice play to his left. That's a strike. Looked like Goranson was taking all the way. 0-1. Will McLean is on deck for the Silver Knights. He's got 1 of their 3 hits. Jackson Lynn's got the other 2 as he dives back into the base. Jackson had a healthy lead over there, and Colin Blake went with the A pickoff move, trying to steal an out. 3-2, the Silver Knights lead here in the bottom of the 6th of a 7-inning game as they seek an insurance run or 2. That looked like a changeup that slipped out of the hand of Colin Blake. He almost hit Goranson, who hardly moved. 1-1 with 1 out. Looking over his shoulder at Jackson Lynn, who's taking about a step shorter lead now. The pitch, strike at the top of the zone. And Nate is going to take a little bit of a protest walk. You can tell, some batters don't like a call. They venture afar from the batter's box, kind of trying to walk it off. 1-2 is the count to the Silver Knights catcher Nate Goranson. Christian Feinberg, the catcher for New Britain, setting up over the outside corner. Colin Blake hit his target, but Goranson spoils it, fouls it off on a pitch that was destined to be called strike 3 if he didn't get a bat on it. We'll do the 1-2 again and again, indicating he wants it on the outside corner. Christian Feinberg. The pitch. Strike 3 called. Just a little bit higher than the glove target that Feinberg set up, but Colin Blake certainly painted the outside corner. That was too close to take. Goranson gets caught looking. Good pitch by Colin Blake, who's gone the distance for New Britain in this 7-inning game, pitching into the bottom of the 6th here. Still with good velocity and command. So with 2 out, runner still at first base, Will McLean, the batter. Grounded out and singled. Curveball in there for a strike. Colin Blake has featured mostly the hard stuff, so when he starts a batter off with a breaking ball like that, it's usually a free strike. No batter's looking for it. No batter's sitting on a first pitch curveball. By our indication. So it's 0-1 on McLean, who's probably thinking he'll get a fastball here, but we have also seen Colin Blake double up on that curve. Broken bat grounder to the second baseman. Podeswa fires it to first and plenty of time. And so the leadoff single doesn't hurt Colin Blake. He breaks a bat on his way to the dugout, which might be his last frame pitching, depending on whether the Silver Knights can secure it. It's closing time in the top of the 7th inning. Nashua leads 3-2, top 7 of a 7-inning game. The announcement made here that the Nashua Junior American Legion baseball team are state champions with a 15-2 win over Exeter in Game 2 of a doubleheader played earlier today. So long day of baseball for the Nashua Junior Legion, and they come out on top in decisive fashion. We're going to do the 7th inning stretch here at Holman in inning 7 of the 7-inning game, and we are going to see a new pitcher on the mound trying to close it out. A 1-run contest. Gabe Driscoll pitched 2 innings of relief, struck out 5 of the 6 outs he recorded. And the new pitcher for the Silver Knights is number 40. Ryan Holman. Ryan Holman from Norwell, Massachusetts, and a junior at Salve Regina University. Listed at 5'10" and 200 pounds. A live arm, as you would imagine, as Kyle Jackson inserts him here as the closer in a must-win game. Final week of the regular season. The Silver Knights struggling to make the playoffs this season. Will need some help as they try to run the table. Looking at the standings, the top 4 teams right now: Vermont, who have set a league record with 40 wins, in first place. Pittsfield, Brockton are the 2-3 teams, firmly in second and third place. And then the battle for the last playoff spot: Worcester, Westfield, Norwich, New Britain, and Nashua, all with a hope that they can catch Worcester at 29 and 32. They are only a half a game ahead of Westfield. So chances are slim, but not mathematically eliminated yet. So Silver Knights need to win the rest of their games. It's hammered off the plate, charging the 2-high hopper and throwing the first in time. Jack Penny with a nice play for the Silver Knights. He had to charge it for all he was worth and couldn't afford a bobble. He was able to get the hustling base runner for New Britain. Sammy Smith is retired. Smith 0 for 3. It struck out 2 times earlier in the 9 spot. So back to the top of the order. Alex Smith has struck out twice and popped out to right field. 2 hops to the third baseman. Desjardins with a nice throw. And it's going to be an 0 for 4 game for Alec Rich. The New Britain Bees are down to their last out. 2 outs, nobody aboard, and here is Sawyer Duarte trying to keep New Britain's hopes alive with 2 outs in the 7th, trailing 3-2, facing the Silver Knights closer, Ryan Holman. Duarte, a big free swinger, listed as a pitcher full-time for New Britain, inserted in at the DH spot, takes a ball low. He has singled and scored back in the first inning in this game. New Britain getting both of their runs in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch on the way from Holman. That's high, ball 2. John Collins along with our cameraman Tim O'Neill. We had a conversation before the game thinking, could we get 2 crisply played games in a row? Possibly. This batter will determine it, Tim. You're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. If he gets on base, we might have problems because they're only 1 run down, but there are 2 out. But it's a 3-0 count. Oh, it's a call strike. The upper outer comes into play. A pitcher's pitch on the upper corner there from Holman. And Duarte calls timeout. He's trying to get Holman out of rhythm here and draw a walk with 2 outs and become the best hope for New Britain to tie it, representing the tie run. 3 balls, 1 strike. You probably expect Duarte to take all the way here. He's swinging. He pops it up right side. Brandon Fisk going back, calling for it. He's got it, and it's a Silver Knights win. 3-2. The Nashua Silver Knights score 3 runs in the 3rd inning, and they take it. They sweep a doubleheader from New Britain. 3 runs are good enough in Game 1, and they are good enough in Game 2. Congratulations to the Nashua Silver Knights. Thanks once again to General Manager Cam Cook for joining us. I'm John Collins. For my executive producer, Pete Johnson, and my cameraman, Tim O'Neill, thank you for watching. Congratulations to the Silver Knights on a doubleheader sweep. And good night from Holman Stadium, everybody.